you want to introduce yourself a little bit? Tell us who you are.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Charlotte. I'm originally from Buffalo.
Go Bills.
Yes, that just made my day.
Go
Yes,
Bills.
go Bills.
I feel like I need a plastic table over here just so I can jump on it when it's on fire.
Yeah, you should.
Just because that's what Bills do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Bills Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, from
Have you
Buffalo.
ever jumped off of a table, like onto a table?
No.
You've never tried?
No.
Not even
well,
like
I wouldn't
that.
be able to break it, so I feel like it's just embarrassing.
Well, you would set it up so like you would like unscrew like it, so it's just like barely holding it together, and then you'd go through it.
Oh, okay. No, now that I know that,
you gotta watch more WWE is what you need to do. Like
I
figure
know.
out how they do it, like kind of dismantle it so it's easy to break.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Anyway,
Yeah.
from Buffalo.
Did I tell you about my dad's buddy that lives up there? He has a brewery called 42 North.
No.
It's in East Aurora.
No.
Anyway, it's
I
awesome
didn't know
there.
that. Yeah.
It's really cool.
East Aurora is a nice area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a Sabres guy for a while. He did some of their marketing and stuff. Anyway, sorry,
Interesting.
I keep interrupting you. I should stop.
No,
Ready?
that's okay.
This is Miss Charlotte. She's about to tell us she's from Buffalo.
Yes. And then I go to school here. I'm a student at Penn State. I'm a junior, but graduating next December.
Mm-hmm.
Finance is my major with an entrepreneurship minor. And I'm on the track team here
Mm-hmm.
and cross country. And I just started working at Vitality like a month ago now. Month and a half,
I think.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Time flies. Yeah. It feels like it was yesterday that we sat here.
Just interviewing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was fun. Yeah, we were super thankful that you wanted to work with us and be a part of the team. It's been
I was excited.
It's a great ad.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was just like, I barely have class, so I needed something to do.
Nice.
And I sent an email and
now
then
you cycle
here,
twice a day and
and now I'm
day,
now I live here
Yeah.
and I come here too much. It's like embarrassing, but yeah.
Yeah, people just think you live here. You have like a cot in the back and like you just like sleep in here.
Someone has said to me like, I don't think I've ever been here when you're not here.
That's funny.
And I was like, is that a bad thing?
No, I think it's a great thing.
But it's like, I'm here sometimes 3 times a day.
Yeah. Well, so how'd you get started with track? Like, when you were a kid, were you just always in like a natural runner, or like how did that all start?
Well, both my parents run. My dad more speed walks.
Oh,
but
I like that.
We're gonna give him.
Does
We're
he
gonna
have
give
the-
him the running.
Does
We're
he
gonna
have
say.
the hip waddle? Like, is he like?
Well, he needs
speed
2 knee
walking?
replacements, so he does have the waddle,
okay,
but not for that reason.
Okay. Sorry, Dad. We didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. But I'm a big fan of the speed walking. I just they just gyrate back.
Well, he does it, and he does it with the dogs.
Oh, okay.
So it's just like normal walking, but at a really quick pace.
Does he have like the waist strap for the dogs, or is he double leashed up?
Double leashed.
Wow.
Or sometimes they're on like a connector.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
makes more
So like
sense.
one leash,
Yeah.
but like they do their thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and my mom runs, so like they've always been like super active. And then I grew up swimming, so I swam for like my entire life. I probably started at like 4.
Oh wow.
All my siblings swam, and that was just like
What you did.
our family's thing.
Like wrestling for me.
Yes. Yeah. It was just like the biggest part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of my brothers ran cross country, and so like I like got introduced to it a little bit, but didn't really like have an interest. And then I ran modified track, which is like our middle school team, starting in 7th grade. Yeah. And I actually did that because I didn't make the lacrosse team.
Oh no.
Yes, and everyone made track, so I stumbled in. Yeah. In my defense,
What a blessing.
I only went. Yes, it was a blessing in disguise, but I only went to, I think, 1 of the 3 tryout days because I had a really big swim meet. So I'm using that as my excuse. Yeah. But I was like I wasn't even there the day that we found out if we made the team or not. But they didn't select me. Yeah. Long story short. Damn. So then one of my friends was like, well, everyone makes track. So then I ran track. And then I ended up like getting the modified record or breaking the modified record in the 3K maybe.
Okay.
And then my 8th grade year, I
3K,
ran.
3K, so for Americans, what is that in miles?
Well, like I say like 3K meaning like 3,000 meters.
Oh, no, so miles would be what?
Almost 2.
Almost 2, okay.
Yeah. And then.
You're a little close to Canada, so you're using the metric system a little bit.
I guess, yeah.
Track always use that. I'm just trying to be funny, and I've been watching a comedy podcast, and I'm not doing a good job. It's okay, though.
What is it?
Theo Vaughn. He's so funny. He cracks me up.
I was gonna say,
He just did one with David Spade from. Do you know who David Spade is?
No, but I feel like I should know that name.
He's really funny. His breakout was like Tommy Boy. He was in Joe Dirt. He was the guy in Joe Dirt.
Okay.
My wife doesn't know that movie either.
I feel like I always say I'm uncultured.
Yeah.
Like I
Bench
should like.
warmers. He's just like.
Okay,
Canadian.
that rings a bell.
Okay.
Okay.
He's got a ton. He's got a lot of funny stuff. He was in Grown Ups.
Yes. Yeah. I know that one.
He's
Good.
the one with the long hair. He's
okay.
funny.
Yeah.
He's really funny. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna stop trying to be funny.
No, you're
I'm
good.
gonna end it because my humor is just. I'm like old, so that's my problem.
You're
like,
not that old.
I'm pretty old.
I don't think so.
I'm old. I'm not like Will old, but I'm old. Just kidding, Will. I'm younger than you. Actually, you're younger than me. I'm pretty sure you're younger than me. Will's our producer. He's the man. He's the man behind the scenes. But anyway, so sorry.
Okay, no, you're
3,000.
good. 3,000.
You kicked butt.
It worked out.
School record or state record?
School record.
School record.
Oh,
okay.
I was bad in high school.
Okay.
I wasn't good.
Okay.
I wasn't good enough to run here.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 8th grade year, I did varsity track. And then I started running cross country my junior year when I quit swimming.
Okay.
I was burnt out of swimming.
Gotcha.
Which was like sad.
I feel like the swimming culture is just different than most other sports. I don't really, and I don't really know how to explain it other than I just feel like it's different. Like just knowing all the swimmers that went to my high school.
Yes.
And versus like the other athletes, it was just like there wasn't like much crossover, at least for us. Like I just don't know.
No.
I mean, swimming's like a full commitment. Like if you want to be great, you got to swim like all the time.
Yeah, and like club swimming too is just like such a massive commitment. Like people think like swimming, and I'm like, I don't mean little high school practice.
Yeah.
Like club was like twice a day, in the summers. Like it was
Serious.
all year long. Like yeah, it was very like I loved it though, but it got to a point that I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
So your junior year, you stopped club swimming. Do you still swim for your high school team or no?
No,
okay.
Junior year was because cross country is the same season as swimming.
Gotcha.
So that was the first year. Like I did sophomore year high school, and then after that I was done with club and high school.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Ran in high school. That was good. I was like good for my team, but I wasn't good for the area.
Okay.
Well, no, I was okay for the area, but I wasn't like going to states. And I wasn't like winning big things.
Yeah. I had track. Yeah. I ran track my senior year. I ran the 100, the 4x1, and the 200. I was not very good.
No, I could kind of see you being a sprinter.
Yeah, but I was like not very good.
Mm-hmm. Did you do it for fun or like for wrestling or just
I was just like, man, I should probably like do something in the summer. And the coach was like wanted me to pole vault because that was like his specialty. Mm-hmm.
And you need like good upper body strength.
And I was like, I'm not gonna pole vault. Like I can't do that. I'm not doing that. I don't want to get hurt for wrestling. Like,
yeah.
Not that I would. I don't know if I would or wouldn't. But he was like, well, why don't you just come out and you can run, whatever events you want to run. And I was like, because I went to a tiny school. I graduated with 99 people in my school. And so he was just like, well, just come on out. Come on out.
You're like outside of Ithaca?
Yeah, north of Ithaca. Lansing High School. Okay. Represent. Yeah.
What section are you guys?
Section 4.
Okay.
Yeah, you're section 6?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. So in wrestling, back then they would
I haven't heard sections in years.
It's been a while.
It's scary.
In wrestling, you would wear, at the state tournament, you would wear your sectional colors.
Is that because wrestling is like not as big?
Or... No idea why. They don't do it anymore. But it was like tradition that you would wear your sectional colors. So I'd had my blue and yellow gold headgear, and then I would be wearing a red and white singlet. But section 6 was orange and black. So I'm glad I didn't have to wear orange and black.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah.
But isn't Fredonia State or like whatever that college?
Yes.
That's their color.
Yes. Yeah. Did you win high school states every year?
No, I didn't. I lost my freshman year and my junior year. I won sophomore and senior year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, so I ran track and the coach was like, well, yeah, just come on in. Like you can just run whatever. And I was like, okay. And like I would go to one practice a week and we just didn't have enough people to field a team that would run the 4x1 and run by the 4x2, and I was just like, all right, man, let's go.
High school track was so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, no wonder it wasn't good. We walked and played around in the woods every day.
Picking dandelions. And
so we had a bike path that was like you had to run, I think, 0.3 to get to the bike path. Okay. And then it's like next to the school kind of. Yeah. So we just had to get in far enough distance that even if the coach came to the bike path, he wouldn't be able to see you.
Gotcha.
So it was exactly 1 mile out until you could turn right onto a path where we
just
played around.
Dinked around. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
I'm really
Kids,
outing
don't do
myself
this.
here, but
yeah. What does your Penn State coach think now? Like, oh my gosh, he's probably sitting in the woods and
no, I actually run. I mean, that was probably me a little bit freshman year. I did skip a lot of runs.
Oh my God. Coach, I don't know what's going on. This is too much. I'm used to sitting around thinking.
No, I did best that way.
Yeah.
I think it's just, I'm pretending it's called listening to my body, but.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Don't listen to your coach. Actually, listen to your coach. Definitely do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was, I always got smoked in track, but it was fun. Yeah. It was like more of a social event.
Yeah.
Kind of like here, it's just like at Vitality, we have a little social event.
So social here.
Well, you come in and, well, especially you now, you just like know everybody.
Oh, yeah.
So, you're going to cycle classes with 14 other girls or, whoever, and then in the sauna with 5 other people, 6 other people.
I love the sauna. Like, I've always loved the sauna. That was what I was, like, so excited about here. Because at home, I'll go to the sauna, and it's at, like, a YMCA. So it's, like...
Nothing
like,
against YMCA. But
no. But, like, it's a community center. So it's, like, people of, like, all different types of people. And then I come here, and it's, like, I've met more people from other countries in the sauna here than I have at my entire time at Penn State.
That's cool.
Like...
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And it's like, oh, yeah, like, back at home. And I'm like, oh, where's home? And it's, like, something I've never even heard of before.
Yeah. It's way different. Like, sauna culture across, like, Europe is massive.
Yes.
Huge. And
that's
and
what
in
I've
Asia.
learned.
Yeah. Like, they take their sauna very seriously.
Well, someone was telling me that, like, I forget if it's their dad or grandpa or something is, like, very into it. And it's a full day affair.
Yeah.
Like, or, like, sauna cold plunge. And, like, they spend the day doing that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a nice life. Yeah, I want to spend the day.
What do you do over there?
Yeah.
Well, so I was in Norway. I think I told this story before, but like they had like these huge teepees. Like they're not teepees, but there was like an A-frame house, and it had like 6 different layers. And we were getting ready for the World Championships in 2021. So like the lockdown was just lifted in Oslo. So we were like, all right, sweet, we're going to go. Like we went to coffee shops. We were so excited to go to a coffee shop. We were so excited to go to sauna. And all the people there were too. And everyone was just really happy to be there. But it was different there because there were so many different levels. So at the bottom, it was like, I don't know, maybe 90 degrees or 100 degrees. Yeah. And then at the top, it was like when it got kind of warm. It was like, that one was like only maybe 150. So it wasn't too bad. But people were in there like chatting, having a great time, reading books, drinking beer, like going nuts. So I'm like, this is not the sauna that I'm used to. And so we were there and we're like, this sauna's not hot enough. So we went back and asked and like, oh, you want a hot sauna, you go over here. So we went to the hot sauna after that. Yeah. And it was massive. I mean, it was probably like a 40-person sauna. It was huge.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it would like we could technically pour water on the rocks. They didn't want you to, so we just poured water on the rocks just to make it hot.
They didn't want us to, so we did it anyway.
Yeah, we did it anyway. Well, I mean, and I was really ornery back then because I was making 74 kilos, which is 163 pounds, which is a lot different than what I weigh now. So it took a lot of effort for me to get down, and I was just like, I didn't want to be in there for an hour. I wanted to be in there for 40 minutes. I was like, that 20 minutes I need out of this is like, I need it.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
But anyway, yeah, their culture is just so much different. And like when you go to Japan, like we were in Japan for the Olympics, when you got in the sauna, like you weren't allowed to wear any clothes. Like you had to have a towel only.
Oh,
and like they would
that is
yell
kind
at
of.
you,
I feel like that's a lot more normal.
Yeah, over there for sure. It's just cultural thing. So it's like so it was so different, yeah, it was just it's crazy how each culture has their own sauna style, like what they do.
That is interesting. I haven't thought of that before.
So like you go around to different saunas in America, it's just like it's like traditional Finnish or traditional Swedish sauna, some infrared. But it doesn't have like that same, it's just a different feel over there. Yeah. And it's crazy. Like when we go over to, like Russia, I went back and I forget the last time I was there, maybe 2018, early 2018, I think was the last time I went over there. And, these old Russian guys are just crazy. They're wearing the sauna hats and they had these like big eucalyptus plants and they're just whacking each other like so hard. It's supposed to like release the oils from the eucalyptus on your skin and it's supposed to stimulate blood flow to the surface.
Did you ask if they could give you a whack?
Oh, well, yeah, we did it. But Yeah,
part of the experience.
They were insane. But they would just, so what they would do, this is my favorite part about sauna culture, is they would walk in and they would just dump buckets and buckets of water on there, throw it all over the walls. They'd sit down for 3 minutes and then they would get out.
Because it was so
so hot. But we were sitting in there, like we had like a 15-minute sauna sit that we had planned on.
Yeah.
And these guys come in, they just like make it 300 degrees, not really, but really hot. I'm like, dude, we need to get out of here. This is terrible. But that's just like every single time we went in the sauna, that's what happened. Maybe they were just messing with us because they didn't want us in there, but
maybe that was
crazy.
their exit plan for you.
Yeah.
Well, did I tell you that like Vitality inspired my parents to get a sauna at
Did
home?
it?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's cool.
My parents are like somewhat fixing up my house, and then like when they retire, they'll sell it.
Yeah.
And that in itself has been like the biggest work in progress ever.
So there's adding in a sauna.
But
like outside, inside? Like
inside.
Okay.
In my parents' bathroom.
Oh,
because
really?
We had a huge tub that like, besides when we were all kids, nobody has touched it in years.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of a huge tub in the master or the primary bathroom.
Yeah, it's a great idea, but it just doesn't get used.
My kids won't bathe anywhere else. We have another bathroom. Like, nope, we're not in here. We're going into yours. So it's like, all right, and then they just splash everywhere. But anyway, so huge tub.
Huge tub. We don't need it. We were not going to put a new tub in, so we had like a awkward amount of room, and I've been talking about this place a lot. And my dad was like, wait, we could get a sauna. And I'm like, of course you guys are getting the sauna. And now, I'm not living there. And B, you're selling the house. Like, I've been begging for this.
Yeah, that's
like,
funny.
But yeah, no. So they
There's
were
like a
just.
2-person sauna?
I'd probably.
Yeah.
I'm going to see it for the first time next week.
Oh,
so.
there you go.
Yeah, I'll let
Mother's
you know how
Day
it is.
coming up.
Yeah.
Did you get your mom something nice?
This
won't be released
part
until
of her
after.
Gift. Okay. Part of her gift. My sister got when she was home.
Okay.
The other part is on my to-do list to order tonight.
Are you kidding me?
It's only Wednesday. We got 4 days. 5 days. My mom is a saint. If she got nothing, she would be okay. If it would be a day late, it would be okay.
She wouldn't be okay. She'd be upset.
No.
It makes you
She's an
nice
angel.
letter.
Like, she is an angel.
Yeah.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
No, I always get gifts with my sister, and we get her good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're one of 4?
Yes.
Nice.
The youngest.
Youngest of 4. So you don't really have to do anything as the baby. Like, you have your older siblings that are supposed to be in charge.
No, I feel like I'm in charge.
Really?
I think they agree with that.
I wish my family was like that. I'm the oldest of 3, but I'm in charge of most of the things.
Yeah. I'm very like, I'm very like aware. Like, I know what everyone's doing. I'm very organized. Like, my grandma calls me her secretary, and she says, like, when she needs to know what anyone's up to, she'll call me.
Hey, what's your mom doing today? Oh, she's got this and this.
No,
and this
that's what happens.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's
and
really
so, like, when I find out things, like, my dad just moved into a new office, and I found out from my sister, I was so offended I didn't hear first. Like, I was like, how long has this been going on, and why didn't I know?
That's messed up.
Yeah, it is.
That's really messed up.
I felt betrayed.
You better
I called him, and I put him in his place, so.
A sternly worded email to your father.
Yeah.
Dad, you're supposed to tell me first.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I should know these things. But,
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I feel like but that's also just my personality to be very, like, I don't want to say in charge, but, like.
Are you the only one that came to Penn State, or did
Yes.
they come? Okay. So where did they go?
My oldest brother went to Geneseo.
Okay.
Let's just like State University.
Yep.
Sam went to Boston University.
Oh, BU.
Yep.
PUBU.
What's PUBU?
Like PU. Like.
Oh.
Is so Cornell hockey and
yes
is a big deal.
Yes.
And I don't know if you know this, but I went to Cornell, Ivy University.
I know.
Kidding.
Yeah, you can flex it. It's fine.
No, it's just funny from the office. Anyway, but yeah, Boston University would come up and play. And
yeah.
One of the chances.
You guys.
PU, BU.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Boston's a great city, but I will give it to you.
Yeah.
And then my sister went to Loyola in Chicago.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, so all different.
Everywhere different.
Everywhere different.
Yeah. Does everyone wish they came to Penn State? Like,
my sister definitely does. Yes. Yeah. Because like it's just very different than Chicago. Like she decided there so that she could live in Chicago after graduating and like already know the city.
Mm-hmm.
But like nothing is like a football game here.
Yeah.
Like you just don't experience that.
110,000
Yes.
people just screaming their heads off.
Yeah. So I think like some stuff like that, or like I'll tell her like random things and she's like, oh, like that's, if I were to do it again, maybe she'd be like, maybe I'd come to Penn State.
Yeah. So you're a track athlete at Penn State.
Yes.
And you've gone through 3 seasons with the team.
Yeah.
So you walked on your freshman year. Is that how that worked?
Yes. So I joined my second semester freshman year.
Okay, nice. And so like you started coming to Vitality the last month and a half, but you probably were pretty health conscious beforehand, being an athlete, like focused on nutrition and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Recovery modalities. Like, so what did you do before like coming to Vitality, and then what are some things that you like about Vitality now that you've been here for a little while?
So I feel like this past year, like the most has changed for me in terms of like my body and like running, I guess, like my viewpoint on it. Like I have picked up such an interest in nutrition just in like my own life, not even for running. And I would just like, at home, I would eat Tim Hortons 3 times a day in high school. Oh, wow. I love Tim Hortons. I used to work there. It's the best.
Wow.
But, like, that was what I ate. And, like, I, like, want to cry thinking of that now. What was your order at Tim Hortons? For starters, an ice cap.
An ice cap. I don't know what that means.
Are you serious? You're from New York.
We didn't have Tim Hortons.
You don't have Tim Hortons?
No. Not in Lansing. Ithaca, maybe. I mean, when I hear Hortons, I think Horton Hears a Who. That's about it. But, yeah, maybe it's a Buffalo
Wait, Will,
thing.
do you know what Tim Hortons is?
He knows. Okay. But what's an ice cap?
Have you had an ice cap? Okay. Well, you guys both need to try ice caps.
We'll
it's basically just
it's like a Tim Hortons ad. Okay, so.
No,
yeah,
but
here we go.
Now that you want to know my order.
Yeah, let's go.
We
small should hit him up is what we should do. We should hit him up and just like, hey, we got to add.
I would fangirl so hard if I was a Tim Hortons ad, or if they like did something with Vitality. Like, we'd never hear the end of it.
Oh my god! So ice cap
it's people like know, like
they know.
I love ice. Like I started working there when I was 16 so that I could get free ice caps.
Wow.
I had one every single day for years, and on Christmas when they're closed, I'll get an extra one on Christmas Eve for the next day. Like, I just love them. But it's, like, kind of, like, slushy consistency, but it tastes coffee-ish. Okay. There's no coffee in it. Okay. But that's, like...
coffee flavor-ish? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I would get a bagel, which, like, Tim Hortons bagels are meh. But, like...
Well, you just ruined the ad.
Oh, shoot. Well,
Tim Hortons bagels are absolutely amazing. Nothing is better than a Tim Hortons bagel.
Yeah, cut that. They're great. Yeah, no, the bagels are good. And then Timbits.
What's a tidbit? Timbit?
Timbit.
T-I-M.
B-I-T. Yeah. Timbit is like...
It's like Tim Hortons,
they're donut holes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like...
You could have said donut hole.
No, it's a Timbit. Like, even Dunkin' Donuts in my mind, or like, those are Timbits. That's just what they're... I would forget that they're called donut holes. They're just Timbits.
Yeah. Yeah, that's confusing.
Wow, you gotta try this.
I don't know if I'm going to.
One day.
Maybe.
One day. Oh my gosh, if you bring your kids, you're gonna have a ball. They're never going to
I don't think I can bring my kids there. No way.
No, and we have like Timbit, like soccer league.
Oh, wow.
Like, Tim Hortons is a huge thing at home. Yeah.
Wow.
But, wait, where was I going with this?
We were just talking about your order at Tim Hortons and your nutrition change.
Nutrition, yes. Yeah, so anyway, that was crazy that's how I used to eat. Yeah. And so that's gotten so much better this past year. Mm-hmm. And then this has been like a hard running year for me. I tore my plantar fascia in my foot in the fall. Mm-hmm. So that was a whole healing journey. Yeah. And healing is never linear, so that was a lot of ups and downs.
Mm-hmm. When was that again?
I heard it in July, but I didn't find out that it was torn until the end of August when I got back to school. Dang. Okay. Yeah, so like I barely trained in the summer because I was in pain.
Resting it, thinking that it would just heal on its own.
Well, like some days I could run and like there was a little pain, but it was fine, and I'd have a good run. And then some days I couldn't get down the driveway. Yeah. So in hindsight, I should have done something about it, but because it was so up and down, I was like, I think it's fine. And I'd never gotten injured. Like, I've never torn, broken anything. Oh, wow. Yeah. So it would have been weird for me to just, like, think that. Yeah. So I didn't really run cross country because of that. And then I had low iron and indoor, which like is a huge deal for especially female distance runners, but just running in general.
Yeah,
so,
I've heard about that before.
Like I felt like sick existing.
It's crazy.
Like I would see stars running all the time.
Wow.
I like in life I was exhausted and whatever. So I ended up getting iron infusions, but that was at the end of March.
Okay.
And that was at the same time that I started working here.
Okay.
So, like, I became literally a new human being.
Wow.
I was starting to feel great from that. Mm-hmm. And then the second I started working here, I, like, started using everything all the time. And I was just, like, feeling great. Yeah. Like, life is good. Things that I use here, cycling. We know I'm obsessed. Like, multiple classes a day. It's a great thing.
Well, it's great for your plantar fascia too if you're like, not able to like impact it as much.
Yeah.
Just like kind of as cross training a little bit too. I know a lot of athletes will use it, wrestlers in particular use it as we call it low base, so just like getting your heart rate up. Because
didn't you say that's what David would do? Yeah. Swore by 30 minutes, right?
Yeah. So like you want to get your heart rate up to like right before your crossover point from when you burn carbs to when you burn fat.
I was listening to you saying this on one of the other episodes. And I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So anyway, the crossover point is like kind of like what you're going for when you do like that, and measuring it and like figuring it out. Like everyone's a little bit different. Like everyone has different crossover point. But so yeah, a lot of guys will use just biking and get their heart rate up for right there until they hit it, and then 30 minutes after that.
Yeah, so, cycling's a great sport.
Yeah, I
love biking, and it's so much fun here.
Yeah, you like the instructors here?
I'm addicted. Yeah. Like there was one day that I was like, I had already taken one and I ran, and I was like, I really shouldn't. I just before I knew it, I was in the class.
I'll just pop in for a little bit. I won't go too hard today.
I don't know what happens. I just like I'm addicted to it. I am. Yes, the instructors are great. Yeah. Like so much fun.
Yeah.
This is really funny. On my birthday, which just passed, I was like so excited to do cycling on my birthday. And I was going to go to the 9:30 class, which I usually can't go to because I'm working. And it ended up getting canceled because of the power outage.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I was so bummed because Shay was the instructor, and I had been texting her. She made like a birthday playlist for me.
Oh,
it was literally going to be the highlight of my day.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with myself because Vitality was closed.
You were lost. Everyone was lost. I didn't have power from Tuesday night until Saturday morning at my house.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So luckily I had a generator at the house. So I was able to plug my freezers and my fridge in. And then I was able to run extension cords downstairs to the sump pump, which like pumps the water out of the basement so we didn't flood. And it was a little dicey there for a minute.
Yeah.
And we had baby chicks. So you had to have like a heat lamp on the baby chicks. We were worried they might kick the bucket, but they were all fine.
Good.
They just huddled together.
They're tough.
Yeah.
Tough cookies.
We had 15 of them. One died like the day we got it. I think it overheated. But
shoot.
Yeah, that's my bad. Too close. But yeah, so then they've just been huddling together, and now they've been flying out of their little box that we have them in. So we might have to move them to the big coop. And but yeah, so the power outing, we got notifications like, oh, it's gonna be back in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not gonna be back till tomorrow at noon. Actually, it's not going to be back until tonight at 5. And actually, it's not going to be back till tomorrow at 5. And I was like, God, just stop texting me.
Yeah.
Just tell me you don't know.
Well, apparently, like, one of my neighbors had texted that they got an update saying from the power company saying they had no update. And I'm like, okay, who updates with no update? Like,
yeah.
No, that night was my birthday was the 30th. So the 29th night is when it happened. And it was like, it was fun and like funny, and we celebrated in the dark, and we just lit candles. And then the next day was still good, like my actual birthday, but the power got a little less funny when we found out that it was going to be 3 to 5 days.
Yeah, less funny.
It did. Like it was like,
what just makes you realize how dependent we are on power, on electricity, and like how fragile we are.
Oh my gosh,
we're not set up to like handle that very well at all.
Well, I was vulnerable. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah. Like, even things I could do where I don't need power, I suddenly felt like I couldn't do them. Like, I was like, how am I going to study? I have a hotspot. Yeah. Like, that didn't affect me at all. I could easily open my laptop. Yeah. But in my head, I'm like...
Nobody else is studying. I'm not studying.
Yeah, it's like, oh, shoot. Like, what are you gonna do? That stinks.
Yeah.
But, no, and then I was planning on coming here. I went on a walk because I was like, again, like, what do I do with myself?
You're just, like, looking around. Like,
yeah. I kept texting Leanne, and I was like, hey, like, let me know.
So when is it open? Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. It was like, I think Mark was working that day, and the power went out at my house, and then it went out at Leanne's house. And I was like, oh, man, Vitaly's probably out. And Leanne texted me and was like, there's no power there. Like, it's over.
Wait, did it go out when Mark was here?
Yeah. It was at like 6:30, 6:30, something like that. So we were still open. I don't know if there's very many clients here, but yeah. That
oh my gosh, can you imagine
if you're dark in here?
Like, imagine like being in like the sauna and the power goes out and you're just like,
where do I go?
What's going on?
Yeah. Well, luckily you have like a phone with a flashlight on it, but maybe not. Yeah. And you're just like feeling around. You burn your hand on. It's like, bang.
Touch the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sauna you said sauna is your favorite. Cycling is up there too.
Yeah, red lights. I can't pick a favorite.
You can't pick one.
No. Okay, I love cycling. I told you about that one. Sauna, I said I love that at home, and no place here. I've literally looked on Reddit, like if there's a sauna in State College, because it's amazing. It's like, I love the sauna. Yeah. So I was so excited. Like, when I first started working here, that's what I was most looking forward to. Yeah. That's still great. I've recently gotten into the cold plunge.
Oh, really?
I can do 5 minutes up to my neck.
Wow.
Just want to say.
Hands in?
Oh, yeah, hands in.
Hands in, toes
like,
in.
literally, like, up here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do that. 5 minutes? We got to get you in the 6-minute challenge.
I know.
The 6-minute, 39-degree challenge.
I clicked on my watch yesterday, and I saw it was the 6th, and I was like, oh, I was on my way to Pittsburgh, and I was like, shoot, I'm going to miss it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to do it in the fall.
Yeah.
But, no, I want to try that.
You get a t-shirt.
I know. Yeah. I want the t-shirt.
Yeah, you got to earn it, though.
I know.
You can't just give you one.
No, I know. I'm gonna earn it. I don't want you to give me one.
We're twinning.
Yeah, we are twinning.
This is really nice.
I copied you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably.
Kind of.
That's cool.
Well, that's really, it's good for us to be.
Yeah.
We planned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like that band. Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, we are.
So, wow, cold plunge. So you're gonna get
cold plunge. Yeah. Well, so for running, like, ice baths have always been a huge thing, and I have hated them forever. So I was never one to do that. I was just like, this like hurts, and like, is it doing anything? And then here I was like, I'm really hot from the sauna. I might as well just like pop in. And then it was like, then I would like up the time I would do it, and then it was kind of like a personal challenge. And then it felt like, then I was like, wait, that like feels really good. Yeah. Like, it's so reviving.
Yeah.
And then I would go from like just doing my legs to like, then I could get up like
to your ribs.
Yes. Yeah. And then like now I can go up to my neck.
Wow.
One day I'm going under.
Yeah. I have to go under first thing, otherwise I won't get in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, so I'll just like go in and dunk. I'll just dunk and then come out and then like, do a hair flip.
Yeah. Don't you freeze the rest of the time though?
No, not really. I mean, because your head will warm up fast. But yeah. It's like a mammalian reflex where if you put your face in cold water, like your heart rate will slow down or something like that.
Oh,
we'll have to check on that.
Okay.
We'll have Will check on it. He'll put it in the show notes.
Good. Good.
But yeah, no, it's really fun to do that occasionally for me.
Yes.
I'm an occasional cold plunger.
I'd say I'm getting up there, but I was going to say I'm a 50%. I'm probably more like 65% now. Like, where like 65% of the time I do the sauna, I also do the cold plunge. Yeah. And then I do the compression therapy too, but I don't do that one as much.
Yeah.
I think I need to like get going on that more.
Yeah.
And then I love the red light.
What have you noticed with red light?
I was going to say, I told you this recently, but I like at first was a little skeptical.
You're like, oh, snake oil here.
Yeah, I was like, I told myself, I was like, I'll just like go sit in front of it because I have access to it. But I was like, okay, it's supposed to be good for this, and this. Like, is it really? And it's one of those things, like, in the sauna, like, when you sweat out everything, like you feel good, or like
you can do. Like, you can see the results.
Yeah, and like the compression, even you get out of that and like you feel good, and same with the cold tub. Whereas like the red light, I'm like, it's
I just can't see anything. Everything is red. Like what's going on?
And then you leave, and like you don't really feel different. Like you don't think from that 5 or like 15 minutes anything. But then I was like sleeping like a rock. Yeah. Like my Garmin was saying I'm getting like 9 hours, 10 hours, which is great for me. Yeah. And it's like really good sleep. Yeah. And I now like I'll either wake up once and like go to the bathroom and go right back to bed, or I don't even wake up. Yeah. So that's great. Awesome. Yeah. And then and then I've been getting compliments on my skin. Wow. And I said to somebody asked me, she's like, my wedding's coming up. And your skin looks like glass. I really, like, I want to, like, whatever. And I was like, well, I literally use, like, Target skincare products. Yeah. So, I was like, nothing like, changed. Yeah. And then, like, 10 minutes into talking, I was like, wait, I have been using the red light. Yeah. Like, maybe, and somebody else I randomly met, like, I got, like, 4 compliments on my skin in, like, a 2-week span, and I've never gotten that in my life. Yeah. So, I've been using the red light. Makes a difference. Yeah, if you want to, red light has so many things. I think just with not off the top of my head, but there's like 50 different benefits that you can get just from red light alone. Just skin being one of the best ones, sleep. Those are the 2 that I like always try to tell people about, because who doesn't want a better sleep and who doesn't want better skin? Yeah. But yeah, I remember like the first time doing red light, it's like, it's all right. It's like nothing crazy. But yeah, sleep was just like, I at first was like, well, it's not going to hurt me. Yeah. So I might as well. Yeah. And now it's like, I'm like, yay. Like, I know it's helping. So I'm like, I get excited to use it. And then also the research on red light, just like the specific wavelengths, and the benefits that it has on your skin, on your sleep, on inflammation. I tell people I like all of it. I love when like people come in and you like give them a tour, and then you like go all nerd mode. Yeah. And then you drop everything. I'll occasionally go nerd mode. Yeah. No, I have learned like so much from working here and like being with you guys and hearing you talk about everything. Yeah. And I try and explain it to like my parents. Like I'll be like, no, it's like really good. And I like drop some things and I'm like, something about the mitochondria. We gotta do a better job training. I don't know. Leanne, come on, Leanne. Let's go. Get him back. I can drop some facts, not as much as you studied. Well, I mean, I spent, I don't know how many years trying to figure it out. What was your major in college? Nothing, basically. Wrestling, yeah. No, I was a sociology major with a minor in business. Oh, okay. Development sociology major. That was 13 years ago. You don't even know it? That was 13 years ago. Yeah. But yeah, so I just got injured. It was self-taught, a lot of this stuff. I was tired of being hurt, and, I was just like trying to find any way I could. Like, I was watching this movie. What's it called? Is it going to bug you? No, it is. I think it's called Bourne Legacy is what it was. I forget what it was. Jason Bourne series, but it was not with Jason Bourne, the other guy. Okay. And he was like, a 1% uptick in his mitochondrial function was going to give him like superpowers, basically. And I was like, I wonder if that's actually real. So then I started like looking into mitochondrial health and just like understanding like, what does that mean? You know, and then just kind of deep diving in from nutrition and then all the other angles of like supplementation and trying to figure that out. Mm-hmm. And which is, I wouldn't recommend for everybody because it can burn you out. Literally, like actually, like if you take too much of something, it'll like zap your mitochondria and you'll just get, anyway. So just learning about like what does cold water do? Like what does cold water do to your mitochondria? Does it enhance it? What does hyperbaric do to your mitochondria? Yeah. What does red light do to your mitochondria? Like what are all these things actually doing? And there's other people that know way more about it than I do. I just kind of like learn from somebody. I'm like,
okay, this is really good because of these 5 to 10 reasons. Okay, this is really good because of these 5 to 10 reasons. And then I put it all together. I'm like, okay, this is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And then I try to figure out, like, just testing on myself, like, okay, well, how does it stack up? You know, if I do this and also add in like this food or this supplement or this juice, what's the difference going to be for me? So there's like a lot of those little things. That stuff is so
interesting.
Yeah. So like using the red light you're better off using the red light and then hopping in the cold plunge if you want like to supercharge your cold plunge.
Oh, good. That's what I do.
So yeah. I mean, you could, because our red light panels also have near infrared, so we get like more spectrum into it. And then we also have the UV light in there, which you probably haven't used yet.
No, but I saw it back there.
Yeah. So we have the UVA, UVB light in there. And then we also have like the grounding pad in there.
Saw that too.
So it's like
one day
you're trying to mimic. You're never gonna get close to mimicking the sun, but we're like doing your best.
Yeah.
Just to offset some of like the other things that are going on, the blue light and everything like that. But yeah, so there's like a lot of little things that you can do that I do, and I'm like, oh well, I can just put it on one location. You know, that's kind of how we started, was just to put it all under one roof. So like today's Wednesday, it's my off day, and I'm getting ready to compete next week. And it's like, all right, well, what do I need to do? I hopped in the red light, hopped in the cocoon, and was able to come down here and podcast, and then also, you know, try to fix the dryer. So it's just like a bunch of things that, you know, I needed
Classic.
to do. Oh, and I was working on the website this morning with my dog, Sachin. So, yeah, it was just a busy day.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to go anywhere. I was just here.
Yeah.
You know? And then I went home for lunch and put my feet on the grass and held baby Evie and got some sunshine.
And all was good in the world.
And all was good in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm back here. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of really cool things that we can do down here. Like we just have a lot of cool tools. And I say this all the time, like, you know, you want to have the right tool for the job. And whether, you know, everyone has their own unique needs. So like your needs are much different than my needs are much different than, you know, a professor's needs. So like, how do we help them? How do we help you? How do we help, you know, how to help myself? And just get what you need, you know?
And I think like something that like a lot of people like either come here for or like think of when they think of vitality is like physical benefit. But I also feel like the like mental benefit is like so slept on. Yeah. Like I feel like I'm so much more like relaxed and like everything is just like better. That's mentally. Cool. Yeah. And I don't think people originally like come here for like mental clarity or like whatever. But I would say since I've started coming here and working here, I've been like happier as a human being. Wow. Not just like physically feeling better.
That makes me feel really good.
Good.
Really, really good. I'm really happy that
I also think a lot of people would say the same.
Yeah.
I think they're just not thinking of that. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm going to a wellness center and I sweat out alcohol from yesterday. Yeah. Where like that's a physical, but it's like, yay, I don't feel like crap anymore. Yeah. Where it's like, that's also mental. You just don't, you know.
Little dopamine boost right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I think that the body and the mind are so intertwined. Yeah. That, like if you're hurting, like you're not gonna feel good mentally. Like,
no.
Because you're always gonna be thinking about that. Like, oh my foot hurts. Oh my gosh, when is this gonna stop hurting?
It's like haunting.
Yeah, you like downward spiral. But if you're like, oh, it's actually feeling a little bit better, and you kind of like lift yourself up just by doing that.
And I think too, like having this place, I feel that I can do other things and like it's okay because I'll come recover here.
There you go. Yeah.
Like I was telling Leanne, I was like, well, my 21st birthday, gotta go out, but I gotta be a human the next day. Yeah. So like I will live here. Yeah. Or things like that where it's like, like, I don't know, everyone has different things that they are probably not the best for them, whether it's like social or physical or whatever. Yeah. And knowing that you can come here and kind of like fix that is like healing.
Well, then I think a lot of things too is just like, well, you come here once and you're like, oh, it's okay, you know, and then you come here twice, 3 times, 5 times, 20 times, and you're like, oh wow, like from the first time to my 20th time here, I feel way different. Yeah. You know, and it just builds up over time. And then your decision, like you don't like, I don't want to feel bad. Like, you know, it's fun to go out when you're in college and be social and do that sort of thing, stay up late and, you know, whatever. But waking up the next day, I'm like, man, I don't feel very good. Like, I don't like this feeling. And so I would just like always like chase that feeling. Like I wanted my body to feel good. Like that's what I was looking for. I didn't want to feel like I wasn't able to do something. I didn't want to feel like
And
I
I think that like having this allows to like the balance.
Yeah.
Being able to do both, you know?
Yeah.
I think if I'm like not feeling well or in a bad mood or whatever at this point, like, and I call my sister who's like my best friend, she's like, just go to the red light or like just go to Vitality and it'll make you feel better. Like, you're right.
Yeah.
Like it's just routine. I think when I started it was like, oh, I need a job, and now it's like my whole personality. But
that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So do you think like moving forward, you have you know, you're coming off an injury, so you're like trying to get back to previous form or surpass that.
Yeah.
So what is your summer going to look like? Like, how are you getting ready for next fall? And like, what is your plan to try to be better?
I'm really bummed I won't have this place in the summer.
Yeah.
I'm going to be sad when I can't do everything here. But besides from that, I have like summer training, which I'll definitely do. It's like, probably you'll start off with just some like regular runs instead of a ton of like workouts and that stuff, and then build up towards like, we call that like base training, and then build up as it gets closer to cross country. And then I'll get here in the fall and start up and like do my normal workouts and long run and recovery runs. Obviously come here all the time. And and I love cross training, like swimming, biking. I hope to do like a lot of that this summer.
Nice. So the season for cross country goes from end of August until December, or when
November.
When is it? November. So like, do you have your, like, are you thinking like, okay, like my goal is to get this time by August and this time by...
So in cross country, it's really hard to have like goals, like times as goals, because every cross country course is different. So you could run a certain time and that's terrible on one course, but that's phenomenal on another course. And so I would say that like I hope to come back here and be like in really good shape for the first meet, even though it's just a 4K instead of a 6K.
Okay.
So again, it's like you don't really have a time that I'm like shooting for, because that's not how.
So what are like your metrics then? So like what are you doing to like figure, like see if you're improving, like if you like
I'll know by my workouts.
Okay.
Like how successfully I do the workouts.
Okay.
Where it'll be a set distance with a set time.
Okay.
So if I'm easily running that time, I'm in good shape.
Gotcha.
If I can't hit the time, I'm not in good shape.
Do you like track your heart rate and stuff while you run, or not?
Yes,
really?
I've like just started to get into heart rate more.
Yeah.
And like that goes along with like finding an interest in stuff in the past year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think about it, but it's not
center of your training.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be. I get lost in metrics sometimes. So like I used to try to track my calories, I tracked my macros.
And wrestling is so difficult. Like there's no other sport like it.
Yeah, wrestling.
And there's I think a lot of metrics, especially if you're trying to hit weight and stuff. Yeah. It's such a like scheduled.
Yeah, so you can make it very regimented. And sometimes it just, like for me, it stressed me out. So like I didn't want to know. I didn't really want to track any of it. Like I know, I'm supposed to get about this much protein and about this much fat and about this much carbs. But I'm not like taking pictures of my meals and like trying to track it all, because I just like my head starts spinning and I'm like getting stressed out.
And sometimes when you get too into it, it just takes the fun away from it.
Yeah. So, and then you can do like heart rate variability training, and you have all of your like, whatever liftings that you're doing, like you have your 6-minute goes that you do in practice, and, all of these different things that you could be tracking. And it just became too much. So I was like, I'm not doing that. I'll just focus on my wrestling, and I'll still eat really healthy. Like I know what I like to eat. Yeah. And I don't really go outside of that. Like I'll just eat pretty much the same thing over and over and over again. Like yesterday's Taco Tuesday, and we have taco bowls.
Cinco de Mayo, right? Or was that the day before?
Yeah, the day before.
Did you have Mexican 2 days in a row? You skipped Cinco de Mayo?
Yeah, we did. We skipped. We had.
That's okay. You celebrated
hamburgers.
daily.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Eljo wanted hamburgers. She wanted cheeseburgers, but because our power went out and then we were gone the weekend, we didn't have cheese.
Took away the cheese.
Yeah, so I had to get it for Taco Tuesday yesterday. Yeah, and we had one of our friends actually made us enchiladas for when Evie was born in Christmas Day. So we had those in the freezer.
Wait, she's born on Christmas?
Yeah, Evie was born on Christmas Day.
Really?
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh, that's really cute.
So we were up in Ithaca and we had baby Evie up there. We were there for a long time. We thought she was going to come early. She ended up coming like 9 days late.
Wow.
Yeah, so my wife had our daughter, and then 24 hours later, her twin sister went into labor, and then had the baby.
Are they best friends?
Oh, yeah.
Inseparable?
Inseparable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Megan will be FaceTiming Rachel like pretty much every second of the day. Mm-hmm. Unless the kids are screaming, and then
the FaceTime has to...
All right, we'll call you back. Boom.
Yep.
Call you in 10 minutes.
I feel like that's what it's like when I talk to my parents and the dogs are going nuts. And that's not even kids, so I can't imagine.
Yeah. So we were so Christmas baby, and we had someone gave us they had a meal train for us, which is super awesome. Like meal trains are the best because you don't have to focus on cooking any food, and our fridge is always full.
Stocked up.
But we had enchiladas, and my kids are like, "What's an enchilada?" And I just said it really silly. I was like, enchiladas, trying to make it fun.
Yeah.
And they're like, why are you saying it like that? And I was like, saying it like what? Enchiladas. And they were just like, Dad, you're being weird. And I was like, yeah, that's...
Have they gotten, has anyone gotten old enough that they're embarrassed of Dad or not yet?
Not yet. Eljo's,
coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon.
Yeah.
Eljo's 6.
Okay, so I would say 8 is a little scary.
Yeah. Wow, we're best buds. Well, for now, we're best buds, so we'll see what happens until
Daddy's girl.
Yeah.
That's how I was.
Emmy, Leo and Eljo are daddy's girls. Emmy will, she likes to play both sides, so she'll be like, oh, I love mommy. And then, no, I love daddy.
She knows which parent to ask for which things.
She's really sensitive about, everyone's emotions, so she, will pick up on it. And then she doesn't have the bandwidth to handle everyone's emotions, so she's just bah! We'll just freak out, but it's not because she's upset, she's just feeling the upset of one of the other kids or mom and dad.
Very mindful of everyone else.
Yeah. All my kids are great. But
yeah, they are.
So we didn't celebrate Cinco de Mayo, but I'm very regimented in what I eat.
Yeah. What's today? Wednesday? What's Wednesday?
Wednesday
dinner looking
is
like?
leftovers because we are
tacos again,
taco bowls again at the park.
Oh, picnic?
Yep, picnic at the park.
Yay.
Because we have dance and soccer practice, so we we're just might as well bring it with us. So, and then usually we have steak or hamburger. Usually with potato or rice, and then some sort of veggie. A lot of root vegetables in the winter. In the summer, if we have it in our garden, we'll have kale, chard, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, green, beet greens. Sometimes my wife.
You have that all in the garden?
Yeah.
Is that so much upkeep?
Yeah. I mean, our garden right now looks horrible, so bad. We need to fix it up, but.
It's in the works.
We've been busy with the babies.
Yeah.
And we're late to it as well. You're supposed to really start last month in early April to get it in there. But yeah, it's a lot of fun though to have, because we have the chickens and we have the garden, so we get eggs and we have whatever we can get, and then we buy a full cow, so we have every single cut that we could imagine, plus a ton of ground beef. We have chickens that we ended up slaughtering for harvesting.
You got a lot going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just it's something that I want to pass down to my kids, I want them to know this is kind of how this is where your food comes from. Yeah. And this is how we do it. You're not just going to the grocery store or going to Tim Hortons line and getting a bagel,
You might be.
You might be. You could be. But yeah, I think that it was just really important to Megan and I to establish that for our kids. Just establishing anything, establishing an exercise routine. The kids don't know it's exercise, but they're running around outside, climbing trees, riding their bikes. We're forcing them to be active.
That's something I love about my parents, because I would say majority of my friends' parents don't work out at all.
Oh, really?
And my dad is literally me. He's has to get to the pool on Friday and Tuesday, and he has to do cycling Wednesday and Thursday, and they're up every morning exercising.
Yeah.
Which, like, not saying that they have to be, but it's good to see, like, up and moving and taking care of yourself.
It's good for you to, like, see your dad. You're like, oh, actually, he's working. Maybe I'm supposed to
I'm like,
be
shoot,
doing
I
that.
should get in the pool, too.
Yeah, yeah. But even when you're super young, you see your dad do that. You're like, oh, okay. Like, that makes sense. I should be doing that.
Yeah, you know? That's just normal.
It's normal behavior.
That's normalcy.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, which is good.
Yeah. So, and then also, like, the recovery side. Ella Joe's like, what's today? I'm like, it's Wednesday. She goes, oh, you're recovering today? And I was like, yeah, I'm recovering today. What are you going to do today?
Adorable.
What are you going to do today? You going to get in the chamber? I was like,
that's adorable.
I might try, but who knows?
Have they done anything here?
Yeah, so they do red light and they do the cocoon tub a lot. We don't let them sauna. They haven't done the cold plunge yet. They're
that would be a scary one.
I think that would be. I think Ella Joe could do it. Emmy, I don't know. Actually, Emmy's pretty brave. Like with something, she would probably do it. Leah would probably like, nope, no, not doing that. But they all love the cocoon tub. Like, oh, so when the power was out at my house, the power came on at Vitality Wellness, and we came in here and took a bath in the cocoon tub.
Oh my gosh!
So we let them sit in there for like 15 minutes, and
then they were so soft.
And they were so. Oh my gosh, your skin is so soft.
It's so amazing. Every time someone comes in and they're using the cocoon, I'm jealous.
Yeah. It's like so nice.
They leave and I just like know they're so fresh. And,
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. You have anything else you want to tell the beautiful fans of the Vitality Show?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
is there anything you're waiting for me to tell?
No.
Any secrets that I'm holding?
I don't think you're a gatekeeper.
I don't think so either.
You're letting people know.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you very much for coming on here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're gonna miss you this summer. Excited
I'm gonna miss you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for